I think Arsenal will be nervous because of it's Man City. And they've done this to them twice before. Twice in the last 3 years, Manchester City have come from behind and caught Arsenal. And also the manner of the victory today. That first half performance with Man City was a little bit like, oh, they're playing Liverpool. Liverpool are the champions. They absolutely took them the cleaners. And I think on the back of Arsenal dropping points against a promoted team who were doing absolutely fantastically well in the Premier League, Sunderland, they'll have been hoping for a draw. They'll have seen City's not just win, but performance, and probably getting a few flashbacks to what's happened the last couple of times when they felt they had a great chance at the title. And it might be a long 2 weeks thinking and worrying about Manchester City for Arsenal supporters.
Are you an advocate of AI, and can it help real time during match time?
It can help to make better decisions.
Why? How?
AI has a fantastic quality. It can absorb millions of different situations and give you an answer in 1 second or in a fraction of a second. So.
But if you're now, I'm sorry, if you're on the bench, the dugout at Arsenal, and you've got a massive game on, and you know the game, you've been in it for so long, you know how the players move, you know we're human beings, we don't do things robotically, or we shouldn't do things robotically. And if you said, I don't imagine Arsene Wenger turning to somebody and saying, I'm thinking of making a change here. What does AI say?
Yes, but what you're right, Andy, is that AI can say something and the personality of a coach can say, no, that's wrong. So as long as a human being keeps the control, the authority and the power to make the decision, you can use any scientific tool. But what is happening and what is dangerous is that the science dominates
that's my worry.
The decisions.
I wonder which will be the first club to appoint AI as their first team coach.
Yes.
Because we seem to be heading in that direction. Yeah, he's now one of those that has adopted the use of AI. I don't think he's alone. So let's give the guy a break.
Hold on. To do what?
In-game AI has become very important to coaches as well.
To do what? Ask her who you sub.
Well, you can feed it real-time information that it absorbs and is offering an opinion more quickly perhaps than those that are sitting watching the football match.
These are human beings we're talking about.
Granted,
living, breathing
if
human beings.
Why not use it if it's available? And all right, let me give you another one. Most players these days are using a personal trainer.
Yeah.
To sometimes with the permission of the football club, often not.
Yeah.
So they're going under the wire with this.
Okay.
But any small advantage that you can take, isn't that to your benefit?
No. AI, come on.
Well,
I'll tell you what we'll do. Next thing you'll get Mikel Arteta will be playing You'll Never Walk Alone over loudspeakers at the training ground.
Well, yeah, I think he's moved on from that. And the dog called Win and what was it, a magician at the annual dinner to steal things and keep players on their toes?
I get data. They've got enough data coming from every conceivable angle that they could possibly have. Data, yes, I get that.
But
people are talking about AI as a tool to influence coaches to make changes or tell coaches that this guy might not play good.
But it is only data. It is you're feeding into the system all of the data and more you can gather during the course of a football match, and it is absorbing it and then giving it back to you in a manner that allows you to perhaps make a decision you wouldn't have done.
You better take your number 9 off because he's hopeless. What if the data shows that?
Look at this. Yeah. Now, straight away, let's say Sunderland did not commit an offence of any kind here.
No.
What they did was they moved...
Yeah, what you're saying there is to put that there. See this here, Richard?
Yes.
That's where they normally are.
Yes, they moved this in with the idea
of the long throw
being to stop Arsenal using long throws. Now, my concerns, this is Everton the other night, okay?
Yeah.
This is yesterday.
Yeah,
now,
it was here. You can see the line. And they've moved it in.
It's very clear the purpose of having done that.
Yes.
As long as there's a metre between here and the hoarding, everything's okay. But in a time when we recently had a fatality because of the proximity of a concrete wall to non-league ground, and I know it's entirely different, I just looked at that yesterday and I thought that's a bit close for me. That might be endangering the well-being of those on the football pitch. And I know that there is a meeting at Arsenal tomorrow to discuss. Now, as I say, no rules have been broken. Sunderland are well within their rights, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, the only thing, I think that the laws of the game that they have there is say there must be a minimum of a metre between that line and where the hoardings are. You can see from that there's more than a metre, way more. There's probably over 2 metres of a gap between where and where the hoarding begins. So they are well within their rights to do that. We know why they did it. They wanted to negate the long throw, help them a little bit. They're perfectly within the right to do that as long as you don't alter the dimensions of the football pitch in the same way.
Which we've seen done.
But I do get
when
that.
he was in charge at Rangers many years ago, did that, of course.
If people are concerned with safety of players, and they rightly should be, then I don't know what they do about that then, because what do? Do you say to certain clubs, well, if you've got the space, you have to move it right back, like where it is there. And it has to stay there, because a lot of grounds are not like this.
Stadium of Light.
They're not like it.
You were going to say Roker Park.
I was going to say Roker Park, I know. Now, had it been Roker Park, there wouldn't be the room to put the hoardings any further away from the pitch. I take Old Trafford, for instance.
Andy, on the one hand,
there's
it's
only
very
about
smart.
a metre before it drops off.
Yeah. On the one hand, it's very smart. It's a talking point.
Yeah.
And it did not go unnoticed by Arsenal.
I'll be interested to see what happens.
It was subject of conversation after they'd left the ground yesterday. So we'll wait for
You see a lot
developments
of Liverpool, and they look like tired from the last game they played against Real Madrid. We had no energy. Even spirit-wise, you couldn't feel that the second goal, for me, is a good example of they lack commitment a little bit. Arne Slot has a job to do at half time. What will he do? What will he decide? But they have to do something strong and come out with more belief. City was a dominant team, much better technically in small spaces. They were much more subtle, and Liverpool didn't create a lot. I must say, on the rule, they're a bit unlucky on the goal of Van Dijk, because normally the player who stands offside should be hiding the side of a goalkeeper. But I believe he made action because he stopped him to dive out on the ball, and that's why they decided that it's offside. It was a 50-50 situation.